Hello, everyone. It is Erica Janelle, and I am coming before you guys with a business coaching tip today. I hope this really helps you. One of the things that I want to talk about today and I want to focus on, and we'll probably spend a few sessions on this because I think this is something that as we've gotten older, as most of us get older, we tend to forget this thing, and we probably used to do this when we were younger. And that is recognizing and understanding what you're naturally good at and what you naturally enjoy doing. I tell my clients more often than not, if you go back to when you were younger and when you were a child and those things that you loved when you were a child, things that you were really interested in that made you just light up, made you uh just feel so invigorated and energized. You think about those things that you used to do that made you feel like you were on the top of the world. Oftentimes, often more than not, those are sometimes the things and the indicators of the things that you were called and destined to do. And so for me, I'll take myself for an example. I always loved singing. I used to sit and literally study Whitney Houston from the age of like 3 and 4, and literally every album she had, every song she would release, I loved her, and I knew I saw myself. I At the age of 4, I saw myself singing in front of thousands upon thousands of people, and I saw myself singing in on stages and doing what I love. And I used to even make up songs while I would be like in my own little world playing with my dolls. I would make up songs and sing and just, because it was always something I loved to do. And then as I got older and, went through school and, you go to school and your guidance counselor tries to say, okay, well, what do you want to be? Or what is the direction that you want to grow into or go into once you graduate? And oftentimes you're told, okay, don't look at those gifts and those talents that you have as something that's going to bring you, you know, financial stability. You need to have a regular job. So you need to find something that's never going to go away, like being an accountant, or, something that'll always give you a guaranteed income. And oftentimes when we do that, or when people do that, they do that to other people, it literally kills that dream on the inside of you. And I can only speak for myself. It definitely did for me. Not that I did not, not that I stopped doing, different things in music, but it took me years to really pick it back up and really get back into my level of drive and passion for it. And so I encourage you guys to go back into your mental Rolodex and tell yourself or figure out what that thing is that you used to love doing and determine if that's something that you still enjoy. Um, Long story short, I ended up going on a career path with something that was actually still very important to me as well, which was talking to people. I knew I either wanted to be a therapist or or I wanted to go into human resources. Now, back in high school, I thought I was going to go and be a computer analyst, but no, that definitely wasn't for me. But I knew I loved people, and I knew that a lot of my friends and just people in general were always drawn to me and always felt like they could talk to me. And so that was also a passion of mine. So when I got older, I remembered, oh my God, like I really miss singing. So of course back then I would join, I was on the choir at church, and basically grew up in church, and then got introduced to one of the managers for Drew Hill, and then we started doing some work together, and I started to really discover that that really was a passion and a gift and a talent of mine. So I say all of that background story to tell you guys this. Think back to the things that made you passionate. Not saying that you can't have a job that helps you build your, financial stability, because we all need to pay our bills. We all got to take care of our responsibilities, our children, whatever that is. But I encourage you to think about the things that you're passionate about and things that you love. And oftentimes, a lot of those things were things that you loved when you were just a young child. Those things that we were told not to focus on, or was too many, it's such a hard industry to get into, and what's going to make you stand out over somebody else, what is going to make somebody want to pick you over them. It's all of those things that people say because your parents, of course, want you to have a career that's going to help you be stable, but that doesn't mean that you can't do what you love at the same time. I encourage you to have a career that's stable, but try to find a career in that helps you grow in the area that you love. So for instance, if it's music, like in my case, I could have very well still learned like, music production, or I could have learned, in school I could have taken some type of something related to music where I could still stay in the vein of what I loved while still being able to create a career or a business that can earn me a paycheck. So I encourage you guys to go back and think about those things that you're passionate about, because oftentimes those are the things that will be natural businesses that you could start because it's something that you love. I know for me, even though producing and mixing and mastering is not my forte per se, I still enjoy it. I enjoy it, but at the end of the day, I get to do something that I love, which is sing. And while I'm singing, I'm able to do other things that I still love doing, which is I work in HR. So I still get to help people every day. I still get to do the things that I love. So I learned to start businesses that incorporates the passions and the drive that I have, as well as the practical skills that I've developed. And I know I've learned how to merge the two together. So I encourage you guys to think back to those things that you loved and see if there is something that you could do in a business form that could generate income for you, even if it doesn't take over your main income right now. Not saying quit your job and do this full time. No, there may be times where you have to kind of work your way through it and work your way up. We all have to do that. But think about those things that you were passionate about when you were younger. And if there is some type of business idea or business venture that you can create from that thing that you're passionate about, whether it be, maybe you're a visual artist and you can paint or you can draw. Like I have a really good friend now. He is an amazing artist. And to see some of his work is not just beautiful, but it's deep and it has a lot of deep meaning. And to see the potential of what he could do with that artwork is just mind blowing. And so it's really just going back to the things that you love and that you're passionate about. Yes, we all got to make a living. Yes, we all got to bring in income to be able to take care of our responsibilities as adults, but it doesn't mean you have to push your passions to the back burner. Think about what you can do to start and develop a business off of the things you already love and you're naturally good at. And I guarantee you, you will find it to be less of a chore and more of a pleasure to do. Not that it's not going to be, not that it's going to be sunshine and rainbows every time, but it will be less challenging for you to want to put your time, effort, and energy into it because it's something that you love doing and something that you enjoy doing. So I encourage you guys to continue to do that. Love you guys very much. Have an amazing, amazing week. Talk to you soon.